That hopefully will help you in your efforts as you begin to plan for the end of the year and your budget going into 2023. All right. So budgets are a forecast. Budgets are forecasted. Budgets determine, discuss, analyze how your organization is going to be funded, right? And those funds that you are anticipating, that you are planning for, are going to help assist, ensure that your organization has what it needs as it relates to your program and your organization. All right. So the budget is a forecast. This is really key when you are evaluating or assessing the organization's capacity. All right. The capacity to deliver program, the capacity to how many people you will be able to serve each and every year. Okay. So when you are preparing your program, when you are thinking about the delivery of your program, you're thinking not just about the activity that you're going to do through your program. If it's feeding, if it's giving away backpacks, if it's, feeding the homeless, you're not just talking about or considering the activity. You're also having to consider, what's my capacity? How many people can we serve? Right? How many people is it going to take us for us to serve that many people? All right. Because that's where the expense is. The expense is in not just what you're going to do, but how many people are you going to be able to do it for? And that's what you want to plan for. That's your capacity. That's your goal. That's the intention of impact, right? Or outcome. Now, your budget sets a goal forward. Your budget says, this is how much it's going to cost for our program to operate for the year of 2022. You should be thinking now, am I on budget? Are we financially on budget to reach our capacity goal for the year? All right. Again, it's a forecast. You're thinking forward. Now, if you're in the moment, and you're thinking, how much do I need now? That's where you are, that's fine. But then you also have to think, how much am I going to need next week? How much am I going to need next month to be able to repeat or continue or fulfill the goals that you have set? Now, let's just assume you set some goals of how many people you're going to serve throughout the year. Okay. Again, you're measuring for impact. Impact in terms of the result of your program. Again, what is a program? A program is a group of activities that are strategically designed to accomplish a certain outcome, right? You can prove that you solve the problem, right? Our missions are about serving and solving problems. All right. So as you are thinking forward, you're thinking about the budget. Now, this is what your budget is comprised of. Your budget is comprised of expenses. How much does it cost to run the program? How much does it cost to run the organization? Two different things. Okay. How much does it cost to run the program? And how much does it cost to run the organization? Two different things. Okay, so you want to know that the budget includes all of these expenses, but the budget also includes your revenue plan. So when you're putting together your budgets for the year, you are strategically and intentionally planning. These are going to be our expenses for the year, and these are going to be our ways of generating revenue for the year. Are y'all following me? Are you following me? Okay, so you've got expenses, but the expenses are matched to the revenue. Now let's talk about the revenue really quickly. Your revenue, you've got multiple streams of revenue. Every business, any business has multiple streams of revenue, okay? You are a business. You've got multiple streams of revenue. So your revenue consists of events, which only represent about 10% of your budget, not 90%, not 80%, right? Why? Because events are episodic. You have an event every now and then, right? So you cannot rely on cash coming in, monies raised from events every now and then, okay? So events are a smaller part of your revenue side of the budget. So if you're listing all of your expenses, you cannot plan for, nor can you anticipate your annual 12-month budget to be taken up by an event that only happens maybe once a year, maybe twice a year. So you don't want to be spending 90% of your time running events that are episodic and cannot possibly cover the full breadth of your budget. Are you following me? Okay. So you've got events. You've also got in-kind corporate support or sponsorship, right? Corporate support or sponsorship might consist of 15% of your budget, okay? So corporate support generally comes in either some type of product or service or support of some kind, but that support benefits the corporation as well, right? Through their visibility, through the knowledge and the acknowledgement of who they are, and through their support, possibly even through the inclusion of the corporate employees, okay? So corporate support is huge. You definitely want to factor that in, okay? That's a part of revenue generation. The other thing that you have is grants. Now, we love us a good piece of grant, honey. We love a good grant, okay? But grants also are not intended to fund your entire program. Grants should only represent about 17 to 25% max of your budget. I want to say that again. For those of us who say, Jen, I'm just getting started and I need a grant. Nothing wrong with a good grant. We love us a good piece of grant, but I want you to understand what your budget is made up of. Grants are great. However, they also are episodic, right? You write for a grant and then you may have to wait 2, 4, 6, 8, 9 months before you get a response. So you cannot put the entirety of your program while waiting on a grant. You can't say, well, Jen, I can't run the program until I get a grant. No. What you want to do is plan for the full breadth of all of the funding streams to ensure what? That you've got a regular flow of cash. I wish we could just celebrate right there that you've got a potential for an ongoing flow of cash. Okay? Grants should represent about 25% max of your budget. You don't want to put your entire grant, nor is it possible to put your entire program in a grant. Why? Because if the grant funder decides to change their priority, if the grant funder makes the decision that they're only going to fund this now for 1 year, that means you've got to replace those funds. And it's better that you've got a diverse flow of income than one, because once one is taken, now your organization is in jeopardy. I cannot tell you how many times a day I get the phone call, Jen, I just started my nonprofit organization and I need a grant. Now, I bust bubbles all day long. I am a professional bubble buster. I'm anointed to bust your bubble. And I'm going to tell you that you do not, nor can you, put all of your program or your operations inside of one grant. It's just not going to happen. It's not. All right. Can we just settle that? It's not going to happen. I know you may not understand it. I know you may not believe it. I know Uncle YouTube and Google University, maybe they didn't tell you that, but that's the truth. Okay. So you've got events, you've got corporate support, you've got in-kind, and you've got grants. And then the rest of your budget largely is going to come from either products, comes from program fees, and individuals. Individuals you want and you are going to need to make up the most of your budget from individuals. Why, Jen? Why individuals? Because these are the people who can write you a check right now. These are the people who will become your monthly donors, your regular donors, your major donors. You need people. You want people. I don't know anyone, Jen. Get to know somebody. You're going to have to, all right? That's going to represent about 65–70% of your budget is going to come from people. People give to people in every spectrum of revenue. But you want individuals. You want individuals who have the potential, right, to write you a check without an event, without having to submit a proposal. You want people who love your program so much that they will become monthly donors. Those are your sustainer. That's your sustainer money, right? Grants are not intended to be your sustainer money. Why? Because they're episodic. You don't know when the money's going to come. You don't know when. You need them. You got to keep going after them, right? They make up and fulfill gaps in your budget. But somebody somewhere, I wish I knew that demon. If y'all know the name of that demon, who's lying to people and telling people, oh, just go get a grant and you'll be fine. Start your nonprofit and get a grant, but they don't tell you the rest of it. I want to know that liar. I want to know that liar. Send them to me. When you ready to identify who's spreading that lie, tell them Jen wants to talk to them. Please. Okay? Send them over to me. I'm telling you that you have to. This is not an option. This is not, I don't feel like it. This is a have to diversify your funding stream. All right? You've got individuals, you've got corporations, you've got in-kind, you've got products and services, you've got program fees, okay? You've got grants, you might have some contracts, even turning and inviting your volunteers, those are individuals, okay, to give money. Your organization is not funded by your board or grants. That's two. There are at least 7 or 8 funding streams. 2 is not even half. So if you now are wearing your board out, telling people you got to come on my board and everybody's got to give a certain amount of money so that we can run this operation, you are limiting your financial perspective. You are limiting your opportunity and prospective cash flow. Okay? Your budget, again, is a forecast. Where can you count on, anticipate, plan for cash coming in? Cash, real cash, not, I know we got all these apps and we got stuff that, cha-ching and it beeps and bells go off, but that's cash. Cash that you can spend. Who needs cash that they can spend? You need cash every month. Your budget is made up of an annual budget is what? 12 months. Everybody lives on 12 months. 12 months means monthly. Monthly, how much does it cost to operate my program and to run the organization? That's how you should be thinking about the money. I know it's all about the program. You started this nonprofit and you didn't even think about the money. You didn't even think about how I was going to raise money. You just thought, I got a nonprofit and I'm going to get a grant. I'm gonna start a nonprofit and I'm gonna get a grant. Why? Because I don't really like talking to people. I don't want to rely on people. I don't want to beg. Now, see, that's a whole wrong mindset. We don't beg in the nonprofit realm. We give value. We're giving people an opportunity to be a part of a work that is impactful and sustainable. We're not begging. No, we're giving people an opportunity to not only change the lives of the people that are in our program, but through and by and because of the changing of lives within this program, it impacts the entire community. You're putting people to work. You're giving people hope. You are changing people's financial picture. That impacts the entire community. So you are not out here begging. I don't understand. I want that demon too. There's two demons I'm after. I'm after the demon that's talking about, I don't need anything but a grant. And I want the other demon that says you're a beggar. A beggar signifies poverty. You are all set up with multiple streams of income. Your organization and your business, like with any business has multiple streams of income. You go down there to the Star and the Bucks, they got coffee, they got cups, they got sandwiches, they got gift cards, right? They got multiple things that they're giving you an opportunity to invest in. Go down there to the burger joint, to the in and the out. You got burgers, you got fries, you got shakes. What size do you want? You got options. Your organization has options. What's your product impact? How are you giving people an opportunity to give? Do you want to be a corporate supporter? Do you want to give in kind? You can do both. You can do more than one. Do you want to give a grant? Are you giving the community choices? Any business has choices. And the value that we bring, that's what makes our product so important. Our product is impact. So are we giving the value and the choices? Or are you limiting your financial prospect by grants? Grants are great now. I love me a good piece of grant. But that's not the only stream of income. How do we know? Because when you write the grant funder is going to ask you, I want to see your budget. Your budget does not just consist of expenses. They want to know where's your money coming in from as well. Cue that, listen to me, put a big old asterisk next to that. Oh my God, Jen, when they ask me for a budget, they don't just want my expenses. They want to understand where else is my money coming in, because they know, as you now know, they are not going to fund your entire organization. Now, for those of you who say, Jen, I need a grant, and Jen, I want money, and then I'm sitting over here sweating like a Hebrew, pouring out these grants out the door, and then you breathing down my neck talking about in 2 weeks, Jen, we haven't gotten our grant in yet. I told you it's a process. And I also said, relax and breathe. You got other multiple streams of income. While I'm over here working on these grant proposals, as I should be for you, you should be over there working on those other streams of income. You got some business. Stay out of this one over here with the grants. Go over there and do the other streams of income. Now you're not sweating. Because why? You got prospects for cash. Now, I got to run. I was only going to be on here for a few minutes, but this is what I want to say to you. Okay? You have got to make a decision. You got to make a decision. Money is not your problem. Money, lack of money. I'm out of money, Jen. I'm going to say, how many streams of income are you using? I don't have any money, Jan. I didn't use all my money. Well, then that is one stream of a percentage of one stream, because individuals represent almost 70 to 72% of your entire revenue budget prospective. And if you're the only one on that revenue list, why? Why? How do I find new donors? Where do I find new donors? Communicate your impact. Where are you visible? Where are you showing and sharing your value? Where's your marketing? What's your marketing looking like? Are y'all tracking with me? I know, I know, I know, I know, I know. You're trying to figure out, what is she talking about? Nobody told me this when I started this for-profit tax-exempt organization. I want to bust another bubble, that you are categorized as tax-exempt or nonprofit. It's only a category. It is not the condition of your business. I'm going to say that again for the people in the back. Any business, every business has to have revenue, including yours. Look in the mirror and say, including mine. My business can have revenue. What do I do with my revenue, Jen? I'm supposed to be a nonprofit. You spend it on the program that's going to deliver impact. Your program costs money, right? Your program costs money. And the value of your program, what's a program again, Jen? A program is a group of activities, right? This supports and creates the argument of why your program is important. Your program is the group of activities that are intentionally designed to bring about impact. Okay? So, you've got to have money. You got to have money for programs. You got to have money for materials. You got to have money for supplies. You got to have money for the place that you're going to be doing and delivering your program, right? For gas. You got to have money for office and supplies. You got to have some money for staff. No one expects that you are going to deliver something that is of value for free. Nothing is free. Nothing, including me. Nothing is free. You understand? You've got to put value on your program. And if you're not putting any value on it, then you don't have any money. Money is not the problem. Money is the problem for those of you who have a problem talking about figuring out, developing and designing strategies for money. You just don't think you could, I'm a nonprofit. No, that's a category. You are a business with a whole EIN number, registered at the state as a corporation. Am I making sense? You are a business. Now, if you've never run a business, if you don't have a business mind, ain't nothing wrong with that. Get somebody to run your company that does. Money is not your problem. I know y'all don't believe me though, because you ain't got no money. You done spent all your money. You done spent your money, you done spent your husband's money, you done spent the board's money, and now you want to spend the grant funders' money. You want to have all these events, and you want the people who come into these events to empty their pockets so you can spend their money. Listen, no judgment here. This is a judgment-free place. However, I am going to judge you if you have started this business that impacts lives and changes community, improves family, and sets a path for change for generations to come, and you are not taking this thing seriously. There is nothing that grinds my gears more than a person who wastes my time and a person who plays around with people's lives. Our missions matter. Your mission matters. This is bigger than your hobby. This is bigger than your desire to help. This is positioning with purpose a program that's going to change lives. Real talk. And it should be funded. And it can be funded. If you are not thinking with the mind of business, not passion, because let me tell you, there are going to be some sleepless nights. Let me just tell you the whole story. There are going to be some sleepless nights. I know many of you guys have already had that. There are going to be challenging days. There are going to be people who say, I'm not interested. How about they're not the only people? What do? You brush yourself off and you keep going. Why? Because it's not about you. It's not about your ego. It's not about your feelings. It's about the calling. Being in this realm is a calling, honey. And if you say God said, I know there's a opinion of you, God said, God gave me a dream and God told me, lie from the pit. If you say, God said, and you make it about you, because anything that God calls you to is not about you. I may put that on the shirt. Anything that God calls you to is not about you. And if you're the only one funding it, shame on you. If you are not wanting to learn how to carry this burden with excellence, shame on you. All right, so now I'm out of my judgment-free zone. And I'm just back to saying, I am having a 2-day VIP, okay? And we are going to go over the multiple streams of income for the year, not just for the moment, because many of you have a very short-sighted view of money. It's not just what's in your wallet now. It's what you're planning for tomorrow, for next week, next month, while today you are delivering your program. That's the mind of the executive director. That's the mind of the visionary. If you created this nonprofit, you got to be a visionary. You got to be able to see where I am today and where I could be in 12 months. That's my budget, how much I need. And you've got to have the team and the support to achieve it. You cannot do it alone. God did not tell you to jump in this thing to do it alone. No, he got people. He got people assigned. You got to go meet them though. They're not going to come to your door. You got to go outside. You've got to be able to engage and be amongst. You've got to be friendly to show yourself. You got to be able to speak and talk and engage and inspire and motivate people to know what you do. You've got to be visible. This is how you get people. This is how you get people. People give to people. Donors, funders, corporations, people give to people. Now, for those of you who don't believe in God, I don't want to offend anybody, right? I'm just saying from my perspective. But you may have, a different source that you would call it. I don't care what you say. You still need people. Can we land right there that you still need people? That people write checks, people open their wallet and give. Can we agree on that? That people need people? Can we just say that? Okay. All right, y'all. I'm about to go. I'm going to put the link in the comments for those of you who are interested in joining me and a few other professional friends of mine who are in this field, where we're going to be talking about fundraising, where we're going to be talking about revenue generation. We're going to be planning on how to be fully funded. We're going to talk about how within your organization, you identify the revenue streams, ones that are going to bring you money quickly and those that you've got to plan for. All right. All of the streams of revenue are available to all of you. Every organization has the same potential for revenue. Everybody in this business has the same potential for revenue. If you are struggling with getting the resources, finding the individuals, that's the biggest part of your pie. Those individuals are attached to businesses. They're attached to services. They're attached to other relationships that could be built and developed for your benefit, right? So we're going to be talking about how do you identify, how do you connect with, how do you ask those individuals to either give to you, to make relationship introductions for you. We're going to be talking about how do you plan month by month, okay? Your budget is an annual entity, an annual product, an annual vision. 12 months means what? Monthly. Monthly, how much money in cash flow do I have? Because see, what happens is we done spent the whole wad. And now I don't have any money for next month. I don't have a plan for any money for next month. That's why you don't have any money. To be the executive director, to be the visionary means I am prepared. I have the systems. I have the ability. I have the capacity. I have the team to achieve the vision. If you are struggling with achieving the vision, where you are right now, you have got to be in this class. All right? It is a 2-day mastermind. I'm going to be doing it live and in person. Okay. I'm going to be in North Carolina, Charlotte. I'm going to be in Atlanta, and I'm going to be in Houston. Now, for those of you who have every excuse not to be there live with me, then you can join us via Zoom. All right. You can join us via Zoom. The only people who are going to have access to this information are those people who register. All right. I really want to spend my time, particularly in the second half of the year. I want to spend my time on people who are ready. I cannot tell you how frustrating it is for me to jump in the middle of the ring with people and they're just like, they get scared. They get scared of success. They get scared of learning. They get scared of being able to do what you've dreamed of doing. I don't understand that spirit. I don't understand that spirit. Knowledge is priceless. Priceless. You can't put nothing on my experience, honey. I've got 35 years. You can't tell me nothing about the value of knowledge, of how to navigate, how to strategize. And I can show you how to do it. I can show you how to do it. Okay? You've got to be teachable, you've got to be coachable, and you've got to make a decision of I'm tired of being in the same place and getting the same results. Let's go there. No result is going to be different until you are different, until your mindset is different, until your knowledge system is different. You want a difference in how your organization can sustain itself and support itself. That is what I'm going to be talking about. Not the what to do, but the how to do it. Okay? When to do it. Consistently, that part. Jesus, that's a whole different type of sermon. Consistency. Jesus, my life. I've never seen so many people who stop and start, stop and start, stop and start, start, stop, stop and start. I'm reaching out to the people who say, Jen, I'm ready. I'm ready to do this. I'm ready to learn how to do it. 87% of organizations struggle with money, and money is not their problem. Struggle with money, why? Because I don't know how. I don't have a team. I've never done it before. I'm not consistent. I'm not as visible as I could be, right? I don't know what I need. I don't have a plan or a budget. Because of that, there is no money. That's 87%. I didn't make that number up. The 13% The same thing. They're a nonprofit organization. They have a program. Both groups, the same, 87 and 13, the same. What's the difference? This over here, the 13 are saying, I'm doing what I'm supposed to do to generate the revenue on a regular basis. That's why there are more organizations that are struggling than those that are not. Those that are not struggling, they have the information, they have the team, they have the knowledge, and they're doing it. Those that struggle are not. Very simple. It's not rocket science. This is very simple. Okay. I want you to operate like the 13%. That's what I want. And if you want it as well, then I want you guys to join this class. All right. I'm going to put the link in the comments. Comment below if there's anything that I've said that's resonated with you. Comment below if I am stepping on your toes. Say ouch, but I'm not apologizing. Okay? I'm not. And I want to say thank you for being a part of this community. Okay? I am your nonprofit expert. Can you believe it? You guys have got within arm's reach someone that not only talks about this stuff, lives this stuff, passionate about this stuff, and is determined to help as many of you as possible who will let me take your organizations to the next level. Now, I'm going to come to you with 35 years of bags of tricks and skills and strategies. I just want you to come to me and say, Jen, I'm ready. I'm ready to do this for real. I'm ready to stop playing like I'm doing it. I want to do it. Why? Because my mission matters. Why? Because you solve problems through your programs that at least 1,000 people every day need to have solved. Your mission matters. If you believe that, and if you want, if you're open to getting the help that will take your organization to the next level, then I want you to click the link and I want you to join. Okay? In person, we can only do about 5 to 6 people. We want it to be small and intimate. It's going to be myself, and I'm bringing in some help and support as well, just so that we're able to meet everyone's need. But if you cannot come in person, you can join virtually, all right? So I'm going to be definitely in North Carolina, September 1st and 2nd. September 1st and 2nd, which is a Thursday, Friday, September 1st and 2nd. That flyer is already up, all right? I'm looking to be in Atlanta the following week, the 8th and the 9th. And then I'm looking to be hopefully in Houston the week before North Carolina, if we can confirm the space, okay? But for those of you who are in the North Carolina area, in that region, within driving distance, 2 days is going to transform and change your organization. And we're not going to just be talking about planning. You're going to actually be doing your plan for 2023. You're going to be putting things in place right now so that you can begin to generate the revenue needed to run your organization and sustain your program. Okay? I'm looking forward to those of you who will move from the 87% group who are struggling financially, who are spinning around and lost, who are frustrated and having spent every dime of your own and having no other support. I'm looking forward to helping you move from the 87% to the 13%. Okay? All right. I look forward to your comments. I thank you all who are going to watch the replay. And I look forward to helping and showing and assisting and guiding and coaching and mentoring as many of you all as possible. I'm a different kind of lady, y'all. I really know this stuff inside and out. Why and how did I get to this place? I did it. I worked in the nonprofit. All right. I worked for the American Red Cross, the Girl Scouts of the USA, Black AIDS Institute, the Los Angeles Mission. Oh my gosh, so many more. And I worked up and into the executive director seat. I worked in every position within the nonprofit, those that are fully funded, those that working through emergencies, okay? And I gained an insight and a skill that has helped thousands of organizations change their financial picture, their leadership potential, and their impact in the community. Okay. So I'm not one of these people that just talks from one perspective. I'm able to help you as I've helped thousands. All right. And I want to do that this year so that you're ready for next year. Okay. I love you all for real, for real. I love the work that we do. I love that we get to touch lives. And I love that you've been called to a higher level of service that's going to impact generations. If you can only imagine that when you retire, your organization is going to leave a legacy of change that's going to change generations to come. That's what gets me up every morning, to help and to serve alongside you. All right. I will see you guys later. Have a wonderful rest of your day and your weekend, and I'll see you guys later. All right. Bye.